Somebody cutting their fingernails?
Oh, sorry.
No, he's playing with his gun.
Yeah, my Ruger Vaquero.
Good evening, everybody, and I seem to be having a minor technical difficulty.
Like usual.
Go to hell.
Oh, that was completely incomprehensible.
That is not even minor technical difficulty.
Oofta.
Yeah.
I'm going to play the intro.
Like how...
Welcome to the Midnight Show with the Midnight Crew. Rotncorpse, Angela Arrega, James Colley, Terry Diamantis, and our host, T. Alexander, with special guests, the One-Ton Hammer, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Midnight Show. Hopefully, I'm coming through at least relatively well.
Yeah, that cleared up a hell of a lot
Much better.
Okay, thank
The
you.
intro was perfect.
Yeah. Except for the part where Jack was talking. I hated that part.
It tickles me. It tickles me because he has to introduce me. I know he must just hate that.
Yeah. I don't think it bothers him. He just recorded like everyone in our internet circle. He just recorded all of our voices, all of our names, so they could just be plugged into the intro.
Yeah.
I don't think he gave it much thought. It was just like, let's just read this name and this name and this name.
Yeah, good.
So, Rod, you were saying about Bayonetta. Let me bring it up on full screen.
Oh, it's just funny the people losing their minds over it. Because if I do this, go back over to this thing, make sure I'm clicked on it, and scroll it down to where it says like a new official Bayonetta art dropped, married and reproduced. And it's like lesbian community in shambles. Now the character, which is always straight, is confirmed to be straight and has a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when Jesse and James canonically get together.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gay. No, they're not.
Because I could understand lesbians liking Bayonetta because they like the aesthetic or whatever, but it's never mentioned in the game that she's a lesbian. It's never suggested in the slightest.
I mean, if anything, there's the plausibility that she's bi, is like at most, but that's about it.
No, I don't There's not even a suggestion of that, really. I mean, you can declare her bisexual because how do you disprove it?
Yeah.
But realistically, the games have always portrayed her as straight.
So this is what I've learned. Remember when J.K. Rowling came out and said, "Oh yeah, Dumbledore's gay," unless you show it, it's not true.
Yeah, I mean, if there were repeated love scenes between no, I don't mean sexual, in love scenes where they're being affectionate with her and a woman, then I was like, okay, I can believe the bisexual thing, but there's not. She's just a straight woman that the lesbian community likes.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's the thing I hate about most media nowadays. They'll latch on to the Matrix movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just desperate for quote unquote inclusion, so they'll just declare characters gay or trans or whatever because they think it counts for something. If they can say, look, Lara Croft was a bit masculine in one scene, totally trans. We've got trans. I mean, if that makes you feel better, sure, but you're wrong.
No one ever said that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just using a deliberately ridiculous example.
I know. I was.
It's like the
basically just restating your argument.
My Hero Academia, the pervert. How there was a controversy. Oh, he's gay. No, he's not.
It's like when people say Batman and Robin are gay or Bert and Ernie are gay. It's like based on what? The fact that they're friends? It's like
Bert and Ernie don't exist from the waist down.
that's true.
Well, we've never seen them.
But that's
No,
another
but I'm,
thing.
I'm pretty sure the puppets don't have legs. There'd be no reason for them
That's another thing
to
that
have
boggles
them.
my. Platonic relationships exist.
Yeah,
There is different forms of love, and that's not, the Greeks had what? Familial love, friendship love, and romantic love.
Oh yeah,
and
that,
love of God as well. Love of God is another one.
that's always been a thing. Whenever, or I shouldn't say always, but there's been a bigger thing more recently. And the fact is just like, okay, they see two people and automatically that are the same sex and are friendly with each other. Oh, those two are gay. It's like you've obviously never had a good friend and never had a good
Yeah.
relationship.
Look,
Um,
every single one of my friendships is platonic.
What about it was the cartoon with the fish kids?
Right.
Bubble guppies?
Huh?
I think maybe
No.
Tia had a fever dream and imagined a cartoon or something.
No. It was these mer kids, and it was where they went and joined a bike race, and it was two male fish kids going on dry land and joining the bike race, and I forget the name of it. And it was about the directors, him and his good friend, an adventure they had. He just put it into a cartoon, and they try to say, "Oh, those two characters are gay." No, it's about me and my friend. It was an adventure we had. I just put it to a cartoon.
Yeah,
And
I don't know what cartoon you're talking about. I've never
I
seen
have
it.
no idea what you're talking about.
It's a recent Pixar movie.
Oh, that would explain it. I have no interest in Pixar. Modern Pixar, I should clarify.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh,
I want to say
I did enjoy The Incredibles that Hammer sent me, which was I think that was Pixar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was a good movie, but
From,
if we're talking recent Pixar, God no. Not
yeah,
with the
from what
Bible.
I've seen, the second one is okay, but the first one's the best.
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah, the first
I
one's
don't see
excellent.
any
The second
reason
one's
to watch- I don't see any
second
reason
one's-
to watch the second one.
second one picks up where the first one left off, so it's more of a continuation of the story.
Yeah,
But it's not quite as good as the first.
Yeah, but I'm fine with the ending to the first one. I don't need a continuation.
Well, at the end of the first one,
Okay.
you end off with a cliffhanger with the Underminer.
Yeah, but it's just I don't need to know how that plays out. It's just a generic villain that came out of nowhere. It's like, oh, I'll just assume that they beat him, like superheroes always do. It's not really a cliffhanger if I'm not like wondering how are they going to deal with this. It's like, well, it's going to beat him up, like they always do.
The movie I'm thinking about is called Luca.
It's called
I
what?
have not. Luca, isn't that the short?
No, it's an actual Pixar movie. It was about two fish kids going to dry land and join like a bike race.
Okay, I don't.
See, I just think
I
I just figured it
even
out
heard of it.
because for me that ending wasn't a cliffhanger. That was a here we go again ending. It was like I wasn't like in suspense. How it was like here we go again. It's like the same problem has just arisen. They're gonna have to do it all over again, kind of thing.
I mean, by the end of the first Incredible movie, the conflict was solved.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, the new conflict with the mole guys, like that's just sequel bait. That's like not really related to the story of the movie. It's just we need some reason to make people want to see a second movie. Let's just throw in a new villain. Why not?
I mean, all they had to do was basically just like the way to go through a sequel to that would be pretty much show how the kids are getting better. So they're learning to be It's like, parenting while being superheroes.
Yeah, look, literally all they had to do was not kill Syndrome. Like they should have done the typical superhero thing where you never see the body, he could still be alive, and then bring him
Well, they
back in.
imply that he's plausibly still alive.
Well, no, he got sucked into a jet engine, and the whole movie was like the reason that you don't have capes is so many heroes died from getting their capes snagged in things. So it's very hard to say that you can survive getting sucked into a jet engine.
No capes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's
You know-
implied with him being a engineering genius that there's a plausibility his suit would have been strong enough to withstand that tensile strength.
I guess. But
I mean, but
Because that's why they said
But again-
if he does show up, we'll find him. Because they couldn't
Yeah.
find a body.
The only interesting fact I know about them is that Edna Mode is played by a man.
yes. Now that I've seen the movie, I know what you're talking about. 'Cause you brought that up on Minions, and Jen and I
Yeah.
were like, huh? What are you talking about?
Edna Mode and guest.
see, that she was one of the favorite characters in that movie. She was I wish she had superpowers. She'd have been a cool superhero.
While you guys have been talking, I've been looking up this Bayonetta, and I can't find anything about a comic called Bayonetta. I can find some kind of
It's
game.
a video game.
It's
It's a video game.
Okay, I'm looking at the screen, and I'm seeing.
Because that's a
Comic.
ending picture that they post on there.
My favorite character in The Incredibles was the wife, and then my second favorite was Mirage, and that's for reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Jack Jack the best. Jack Jack was the funniest one.
Oh yeah, Jack was funny, but yes,
No,
I'm saying that there's reasons why I like those two two female
Baby
characters.
Step it was the funniest. Like all the shit she had to deal with in Jack Jack's short, that shit was fucked up.
I did think the babysitter was funny too.
I also
Carrie,
like the
whatever
fact
her
that
name
Oh yeah, she was funny. I don't know what you guys are doing, but something really weird's happening around here.
I also like the fact that they made
Panic.
the family's last name is Par, which is a term in golf.
Meaning average,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. When none of them are average.
What up?
And you have obviously, the son who he runs fast, so it called Dash.
Yeah.
Daughter Violet, ultraviolet light, and everything. It's just like,
But
the only
also,
one
she's a shrinking Violet because she's like really nervous around that guy she
Yeah.
likes.
This is basically the Disney version of the Fantastic Four.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Also, James looks different. Hi, fake James.
Hi, Terry.
He's in his cat.
So
All
we
right.
got Will has assimilated another.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
Apparently,
was going to be Hammer at one point. Hold on.
yeah.
Give me a
I'm
second.
one of the few people that hasn't been absorbed into the Will Collective.
Well, you're your own hobby. You're your own collective yourself. You're
Yeah,
everywhere.
there's like, it's pretty rare for me to take a night off from streaming. So Will hasn't had a chance to steal my spot.
How are you doing, Will?
I'm doing all right.
Well, it's good to see you.
You
It's
Sort of.
always fun to be here.
Vegemite?
Hmm?
Stocking up on Vegemite, like we were talking about on Twitter.
And we lost here.
Not stacking up on. I just have. I've got a jar.
Yeah.
He has
I-
a pleasant supply.
I put a video on Twitter. This Shad guy.
All right, can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey!
But,
Welcome back.
This guy was he's an Australian. He was just absolutely delighted that he got his American friends to enjoy Vegemite. Well, except for one guy. One guy hated it, but all the others were like, this is actually pretty good. It's like, see, he's like getting all hyped up.
You gotta like
All right,
salt.
so-
to like
so now-
Vegemite.
Well, now that
Every
I'm
time I hear
back,
the C, all I
officially,
can think
you
of
can
it
begin the
is-
stream.
Have you seen the South Park episode where Cartman thinks he has psychic powers, and it's like supposed to be parodying like the preamble to
Dead Zone.
no, not Dead Zone, horror movie Hannibal, and that whole thing's
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to be like that, like dragon or something or other. So like all the dude is doing is just showing him pictures of him on vacation. She's like, "Do you see? Do you see?"
Yes.
Sure.
Oh,
All right,
this
so
is so
Angela, I have a
boring.
question for you. Sorry.
Oh God, what did I do now?
No, it's not you, dude, but it involves your state. Have you paid for have you paid for an $18 Big Mac yet?
Like hell.
Fine, if that's what they cost.
So have y'all heard?
I saw V do a video on
Have-
it. I don't know what the big deal is. It's like Biden printed a fuck ton of money. California raised the minimum wage to a ridiculous level. Now things cost more. Yeah, that's what happens.
$15 for a Big Mac? That's not even a
18.
meal?
No, it's
Predictable
No,
outcomes.
no. 18 for a meal.
18 for a meal.
And
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get why people are acting so surprised. It's like completely predictable.
agreed, but
Man, it's
I
like when
I
they
find
just
it
print money and they don't get send
hilarious.
people to work. Things cost more.
Yeah, it's like if you pay regular like people at like at McDonald's $20 an hour, then McDonald's has to raise the prices. Otherwise, what's the
Oh,
alternative? Just shut down stores?
Well, the funny part for that one is everyone's just like, "Well, McDonald's is a huge corporation and conglomerate." It's like, bro,
Yeah.
McDonald's is a fucking franchise corporation. Like a lot of that shit has to
Yes.
get put in by the fucking people.
Mm-hmm. And the
But see,
franchise
the
holders don't
problem
make
with
that
that
much
is,
from it. Like just
but my
owning
issue
McDonald's
with
doesn't
that
make
is, wait a minute, hold on, let me just that's all okay. But I'm about to say my issue with that is, they knew this was going to happen, but they did it anyway, and I think it's a strategic move to make people skinnier.
I don't think that's the case at all.
I don't think they're thinking that far ahead.
I think their
I
thought
think
process
I think-
begins and ends with money printer go brr.
I think it's a strategic move to make people skinnier. Think about it. If they raise the minimum wage, they also have to they raise prices. The average person isn't going to go to McDonald's. McDonald's is going to either go out of business or expand into something else or automate. That means people will have to either go somewhere else, go further out. It's gonna make people more walking, more shit like that, and less eating, less McDonald's. I think it's strategic.
I don't
No, they're-
don't agree in the slightest.
They're not thinking that far ahead, and you still got to figure that if you don't go to fast food, your cheap foods in the store are the extra processed stuff anyway. That's not any better for you as a steady diet.
Yeah. No, this is not some master plan to make Americans lose weight. Unless you consider introducing communism as a weight loss plan.
Yeah.
In which case,
Yeah.
fine.
Which is effective as
I
a weight
mean,
loss plan.
What else have I heard that's pissed me off? Oh, you hear about how I believe it's Colorado and Michigan are trying to take Trump off the ballots?
I don't
I hadn't
know how
heard that
works.
Michigan was trying to, but with
Surprised me with Whitmer.
with Whitmer, it doesn't surprise me. She is
A bitch.
I was going to say beyond simply dictatorial.
But
for
look,
a
I don't
state
know how this
governor.
works. So this is a legitimate question. Are they allowed to do this? Are they breaking the law, or is this just it's typically
Yes.
not done, but they are allowed?
They're arguing it's in compliance with the law, and there are lawsuits going on about it, or trials, at least in Colorado.
Okay.
I really don't see how it would be legal, short of actually proving that Trump did something that is impossible to prove. You can't even in a legal system that is based on beyond a reasonable doubt, you can't even prove what they'd have to prove based on the preponderance of the evidence. You can't even prove it's more likely than not. And they'd
Okay,
have
so
to prove beyond any reasonable doubt. Now,
So if
with
they
the
could prove he
bias,
had- so if they could prove he had done some serious criminal activity, they could remove him from the ballot. Is
Well, no. See,
If they
that's not
could
even
prove
it.
specific, very specific, serious criminal activity.
okay. I'm with you.
Yeah, and BG's got it's illegal, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't try.
Oh,
They are
yeah.
trying,
No, I understand that. I'm
and
just
they're
saying.
looking
Yeah.
for corrupt
Is
judges.
this
But it's,
my question was just: is this legal but dickish, or are they breaking the law? That was my only question.
They're literally
As-
breaking the law. Like,
well,
As-
you starting. They're not breaking any laws. Starting the process in theory, except that from the very start of the process, it is
God damn it, James comes
clear.
on.
It is clear that they can't actually prove what they'd have to prove to be successful. So you'd
Okay.
have to argue at best it is a malicious prosecution.
So to clarify, so they haven't done anything wrong in attempting it, but there's no legal way that they succeed.
To clarify, since I haven't been able to get a word in edgewise,
Yeah.
as long as he is running either Republican or Democrat, they cannot remove him from the ballot. He is one of the two
I'm
people
on. I get you.
that has to be on the ballot in every state.
That seems crazy to me that those two parties get special legal thingies, but okay. I mean,
It is kind of crazy,
So-
but the underlying on that is there are requirements for candidates to be on the ballot that candidates for the two major parties always going to be successful at.
okay. And
It's a certain
That's
amount of
why I always vote third party, because my goal is to get it to where a third candidate will be required to be on the ballot.
Yeah.
I have a
Eventually, we're going
luck.
to get enough votes for a third party where that's going to happen.
I have a very simple voting strategy. If the One Nation Party is available, I will vote for them because they are considered the super racist ones. And it's like, perfect. If they're not available, I will just void my ballot because voting is unfortunately mandatory for me. So I will show up, I will put a line through the paper, and that can be my ballot.
Again, this is a bunch of shady shit.
Oh,
It
beyond
just
shade.
proved that they're terrified of the man.
Oh, yeah. It's the
Like-
whole point is to interfere with the 2024 election. If they can mess up his odds
Mhm.
in certain states, it hurts him nationally.
Mm-hmm.
The simple fact is they know they've pissed off the American people enough that he has too good a chance of winning.
No, they did it to when they put out that mugshot thing and it would hurt him and it only strengthened him. They were fucking fucked.
Nothing that
like-
they have done since January 6th has diminished his odds of winning 2024. Not a single thing.
I think we need President Kanye West. It's got to happen.
No.
I want Vice President Kanye, and then I want him to run in 2028.
Yeah, look, I'm being very progressive. I'm saying vote for the black man. I think the left should love me for that.
Well, wouldn't it be better if we could
Ty-
find a
Ty,
black
you'll never
woman
know
then?
about a black.
Well, we don't know how he identifies.
No.
Will.
Oh, I got one better for you, Terry. We should vote for a black trans lesbian.
There you go.
Well, not a trans or gay or lesbian or anything. I say we just bucket entirely and go with Colley on Noir.
Oh,
Because then we have a black man, a lawyer, and a gun advocate. So the lefties just going to lose their mind because they're going to be like, how for did this happen?
if he was,
I think we
if
vote for
he was
Caitlyn
on
Jenner.
say, if
Yeah.
Colley Noir was on the ballot in my state for any elected position, I'd vote for him.
Yeah.
I don't care what position he is running for, if it is local judge, governor, president, or state Supreme Court, whatever. If you were on the ballot, he'd get my vote.
I would. Who? You know what? I'd vote for Ricada. You know what? No, this is the ticket I want to see in Michigan. I want to see P-Dog Knight and Ricada. Governor.
That'd be
Yeah, but they'd
Minnesota.
have to move to Michigan.
Yeah, that'd be Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
in
Minnesota. My bad.
They're in Minnesota, and that would be a
Actually,
ballot.
no, that'd be Wisconsin, I believe.
No,
Looking up my states.
yeah, Twin Cities, Minnesota.
Yeah, Ricada at least is definitely Minnesota, and I'm pretty sure P-Dog Knight is too.
Yeah, but Minnesota's the city, not the state tier. That's where we're fucking up.
Oh. What?
Minnesota's a state.
Minnesota's
Minneapolis.
the
is a
state.
state.
Minneapolis is the city.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I can never fucking remember this shit. I'm fucking terrible at it.
No,
I
but
never
again,
claimed to be great with geography.
Don't worry, I've never been
For
good
a
with geography.
second, you couldn't
Again.
remember the word geography. Ouch.
Of course,
Again, there's a lot of YouTubers I would vote for to run states or whatnot. You know,
He's not American, but President V. Monroe.
Trump is still
No.
destroying. Trump is still destroying the GOP nomination.
We
Yeah.
we
He-
need a
he's the
porn
nominee.
maker as president, and I'm nominating V.
I'm not. Don't nominate the gypsy bastard. No.
Hey, I like V. Do not call him a bastard.
Oh, my bad.
My
You
favorite
gypsy
super chat,
asshole.
my favorite super chat to V was the stereotype is true. I hang around a gypsy, my money disappears.
But
And it's doubly
again,
funny because I mentioned super chatting to V, and Frosted said you gave the gypsy money, and it's like funny you say that because
don't give the gypsy money. They just keep coming back for more.
yeah.
They're like the Indians of the European world. Don't give them money. Look at fucking Johnny.
But no, I do like V as a YouTuber. He's quite entertaining.
Yes. No. All right. So, what is the when Sargon made his ill-fated run for MP, and
Oh yeah.
and I don't think he was wrong for doing it.
No, of course not.
But I think he had too much. He had too much baggage on him.
Oh yeah. He was never in a million years going to win, but I don't think he did anything wrong by running because, as they say, he's like, if you be the change you want to see, he's like, if you want to change policies, run for parliament, run for the a member of parliament and make the changes you want.
And again, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind a leader who had a YouTube channel who honestly who would put their like, yeah, I'm doing this. This is what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to put it out to the people to see. You know, here's what I got in the pipeline. Here's what I'm working on as your leader. You know, and it may not. I think as a tool, YouTube more. It would seem personable if our government, if you want to go yell at, Gretchen Whitmer, go to her fucking YouTube channel and fucking yell at her on a live
No,
stream.
she'll just disable comments.
No,
Technically illegal, but it wouldn't stop her from doing it.
Yeah,
I think Ryan will get on board with.
I mean, she would also then do what like P-Dog does, to be subscriber only, and she'd eventually end up doing, because they'd let her get the monetization really fucking quickly. So she'd do what Alex does occasionally, where he'll do members only. So basically, then she'll keep it just at like first subscribers, so she can get members. Then she's gonna keep it at members, so you actually have to pay to be raider, and I ain't fucking doing that shit.
No.
Well, for her to do it would be technically illegal, but being illegal does not stop Whitmer.
No, I've got the solution, and
same argument.
I've got the solution, but I'm going to need Will's help to do it. So what you do, Will, is anytime they disable the comments, you say that they're appropriating your culture.
no.
But see, this is the same thing that got Trump on, because he can't block people on when he was president. He couldn't officially block people, and neither could fucking AOC. Like she couldn't just disable our comments or block people.
No, they ruled it
No.
a First Amendment violation because we have the right
Exactly.
to redress our grievances to our public officials, which means if they block people, if they limit our reaction or response to them, they are preventing us from redressing our grievances. Actually,
Exactly.
I'm not particularly upset about that ruling as long as it is
Universal.
evenly
Oh, it won't be
universal. It's only
Not
evenly
going to be.
done, but it wouldn't surprise me if Whitmer tried to do something like that. Rotten probably followed me on this one. I responded to one telephone political poll, and I know for a fact that they didn't put down, they didn't record actually what I said because, among other things, I said that the governor, secretary of state, and district attorney of the state of Michigan violated the state and federal constitution, and every law enforcement officer down to the dog catcher secretary should be trying to arrest them.
That don't surprise me. I mean, I don't want to do that because I just sit there like this to him. I'm gonna bring that over a little bit.
Yeah.
Appropriating Johnny Hellcat's culture.
Yes. He already has this.
Wow.
I sent it to him.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you.
No, I just mean like he has actually used that particular cat as his avatar before.
Yeah. All right. So
Oh yeah,
the
I
cat
sent
is
him the
sailing-
GIF though because he didn't have the GIF.
Okay.
But again, how did she violate the laws? If you don't mind me asking, I'm trying to.
Well, the most blatant came down through actions she took through 2020 and the COVID-19 thing.
Yeah, where she
Mhm.
no longer had emergency powers, but she kept doing it anyways.
Yeah, no longer had emergency powers, kept doing it anyway. Was ruled that she was, she had members of the executive branch exercising the authorities and powers of the legislative branch, which is illegal everywhere. There's a whole bunch of things, including shutting down certain government offices for a period of time. In Michigan, for a while, basically they had an extension on the expiration of your driver's license because all the Secretary of State's offices, Michigan's version of the DMV, they were all closed. You couldn't go there, except state law and I believe the Constitution actually required them to keep those open.
Yes.
Specifically and especially in times of emergency. So declaring a state of emergency for any reason means they are required by law to keep those offices open standard hours. Even changing the hours that they're open at that point, once the emergency's been declared, is absolutely illegal. They closed them for months.
That and also making it that it was a strictly by appointment only.
Yeah, by appointment only. There was a whole bunch of stuff. Then the things that she did with like, oh, hey, you can't buy seeds and gardening supplies in
Of course not.
April.
How could you even think that would be allowed?
Yeah, for most
Oh,
of
you
this,
can't
I
go-
was still in Okinawa, so I didn't know as much.
You can't travel to, if you've got a second house, you can't go to that. If you've got a boat, you can't put it in the water.
Unless you're my
Oh.
husband.
Well, that's
but
when
my
the laws
husband's
got
going to.
When
We're-
when her husband got busted, that's when things changed a bit. So she's like, "Oh, I get, yeah, we'll change to this. It's going down, so it can happen." It's like, yeah, because you want your husband to go to the second home. You fucking
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
everything she did. 2020, the end of 2019, 2020, 2021. At least, I mean, a significant portion of her actions in that period of time were blatantly illegal, violating the state constitution, violating the federal constitution. She still tries to violate the Constitution today. And what do we do? Because
How
we're
is she-
idiots in Michigan, we reelect her.
Yeah.
It boggles my mind that you got people like Eric Adams and the one in Chicago who are clearly terrible. They're fuck ups, but people keep voting for them.
Yeah.
Like, how?
And at that point, you've got no one to blame but yourself. If you're voting for these people, then you're an idiot. You deserve what you get.
I think the answer was in your question here when you said you're clearly fuck ups.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm doing something, if I'm bad at my job, I get fired.
Dude, you don't obviously understand politics.
Yeah.
Or what I said.
No, I get what you said, but it's still all right. I know at my job, I have managers who have failed upward.
Yeah. That's normal.
That's especially normal in government and in certain demographics, but it was a portion of the Dogbert principle or the Dilbert principle is basically people get promoted to their own level of incompetence.
Yep. It's also known as the Peter principle. I don't know why the Peter principle, but that was the name I learned that under.
Again, stupid motherfuckers. I really haven't had much in the news that I really wanted to bring up. There was no articles other than the first shit. So
Are you
let's do
okay?
an asshole story. Huh?
Whoever was just choking to death. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Don't choke on my stream, Hammer. I don't want to have to find you and do the Heimlich maneuver.
I'm just trying to get Angela over to give me CPR.
Yeah.
Tears trying to close the show early because he doesn't want to stream until 2:15.
I think, what we need is for YouTube to detect suspicious activity on Tier's account and then make him, make him track down his old university account like Gunski has had to do.
Nope, I'm smart enough. I still use my Yahoo account, and I have my two-factor authentication all working properly, and I have my cell phone as my backup. So I'm not gonna have the Gunski problem.
See, the joke would be on YouTube because all of my YouTube accounts are synced to my Google account. So, yes, I've got more than one.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with Gunski is that he's going to have to if he can't resolve this situation, and I don't know how he's going to. He's probably going to have to make a new Google account, which would mean he loses his Gmail. All the subscribers on his YouTube channel, he's got to start
all over.
All of his.
I don't think he has to start all over. He just.
Well,
I'm pretty sure most of the people.
There'd be some carryover. Like if Gunski put on Twitter, "This is my new YouTube channel," he'd get maybe a third of the subscribers back, and then he could start building from there. So it wouldn't be like from 0, but. More or less.
I mean, but honestly, how many people actually? How many are diehard? Will watch. Like, I'm not trying to rag on subscriber numbers, honestly, but most times you don't have huge followings. Like say Monkey, Monkey loses his channel. Monkey can go to fucking Rumble and everybody would follow him there.
Well,
not everybody. No. You're always going to lose a very large chunk when you have to start over.
But you will gain some people too.
Not nearly as many as you lose.
Most of the people on Rumble are kind of right-leaning, so he's walking into a built-in audience, really.
Sure, but my point is that if Monkey says, I'm giving up the YouTube entirely, I'm starting completely fresh on Rumble. I know he's already got a Rumble account, but if he didn't.
Sure.
And then he said, on Twitter and on YouTube, hey, this is my new account. He would not get, I don't know how many subscribers he's got. Let's say 30,000. He would not get anywhere near 30,000 onto his Rumble account. He might eventually build back up to 30,000, but he would lose a large number of subscribers just by having to start over.
I hope it doesn't come to that. I like Gunski's channel, and I hope he's able to get it back. I don't see why he had to give this. I don't know why he couldn't just gone to Google himself, like, hey, I'm unable to get into my account because I don't have access to these things anymore.
Well, no,
What
he
can you
did.
do?
And so what Google said is, do you have two-factor authentication on? He said no, and they said, oops, that just sucks to be you then.
Really?
Pretty much. Like I saw the so what happened was his like to reset your password, they send the verification email. They send it to his Yahoo account. He can't access his Yahoo account because he hasn't used it in 10 years. So to reset the password on that, they send the email to his university account, which he can't access because he's graduated. That's the problem. So if he had two-factor authentication, he could just get the number thing on his phone and then recover his account that way, but he didn't, so he can't.
Monkey's got 24,000 on YouTube and 1,000 on Rumble.
See? What does that tell you?
Yeah, and if he stopped YouTube today and went Rumble only, that 1,000 in Rumble might jump to 5,000, 8,000.
Yeah.
Might.
No, nowhere near 35,000. Not even close.
Well, he's 24 now. So
Well, 24. Sorry,
yeah.
But like, no,
Yeah,
it would be nowhere near 24. It is maybe like 5, like Will said.
Yeah.
You know, and that, I guess that is the thing Sticks used to say about, building alt tech. You know, at any moment YouTube could go belly up or shut your channel down, or something like this could happen, and you have to start from scratch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all in favor of supporting Rumble. Like, I'm glad that Hammer streams on Rumble and YouTube because, I mean, YouTube is never going to get any competitors if no one supports the competition.
Right.
I mean, it's not practical to just give up on YouTube. Not yet, anyway. Maybe one day, but at the moment,
When YouTube finally banishes the minions from life, and y'all are all now forced to go to Rumble officially.
Well, the reason I use Rumble, there's two reasons. The real reason is that if I broadcast on YouTube and YouTube decides to take it down, that stream is gone forever.
Mhm.
yeah.
There's no way for me to get it except, I have a copy on Rumble. So I get on Twitter and I tell everybody, last night's show, if you're looking for it, it's over here.
Yeah.
So there's backup.
I mean, after I guess I'm a little weird because even after I stream, I instantly download and save it.
No, but the real reason that Hammond does it is he likes waving his dick around that he can do 2 streams at the same time.
That is the other reason.
I stream through OBS and record at the same time.
Yeah, you can do that.
Mhm.
I've always got a copy sitting there somewhere. And Hammer is actually an inspiration for me because I've got a 4K camera sitting here that I'm going to plug in soon for my art streams,
I'm grabbing
so
it.
that I can stream my art streams in 4K just because.
Well, you're doing something that deserves to have a 4K stream. I was doing
Yes.
something that absolutely did not require a 4K stream.
No, not in the
I was doing
Yeah,
it
just wanted
just
it.
yeah. But I mean, I literally ran out of bandwidth because I'm doing 2 sources. I'm doing Rumble and YouTube at the same time from my house. I'm not using Restream
Yeah,
or any
right.
other outside source. I'm sending 2 streams to 2 platforms from my house. So it required a lot of bandwidth. So trying to do
That
4K, trying to do 4K to YouTube and also do another 1080p to Rumble was causing
much.
problems. Yeah, it was too
Yeah.
much until fiber comes, which is on its way to my house. I still haven't gotten an answer back on when, but it is coming. That'll be gig up. So at that point, I'll probably go back to doing.
And then he'll be on
4K
Odyssey
again.
and BitChute and
DLive.
you find a way to stream.
D-Live, Twitter,
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Only person doing 16 different streams at the same time. I'll
Yeah,
do you
that's
now.
Yeah, he's on all the channels.
I'll be on you now.
Oh Lord.
Hell, sign up to Threads stream there as well.
You know, it's the one.
Oh
With the little,
ew. Oh God.
you know, it's the one with the little presents and the little hearts and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
The ones that
Oh,
you see the NPC girls do.
Yeah.
Ooh, hot dog,
Ice
yum.
cream, so yum. Ice
That's
cream.
you now.
oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's you now. It's
Oh.
pretty funny.
Look,
I just
what
imagine
happens-
Hammer
so
doing that.
offensive that the cops are after me just for associating with him.
Coming to take you away, haha.
I have
Wow.
no idea what Hammer looks like. I can't imagine Hammer doing that.
I
What
have
do I
no
look
clue what
like?
Hammer looks like, but yeah.
I look like
A man.
that would
Yeah.
be the basics, yeah.
You look like a man.
You look
Basically,
like a man.
I'm not an alien.
Are we
I couldn't
sure?
resist.
Do you guys know what the hell is his name?
That narrows it
I
down.
can't believe I can't remember his name right off the top of my head because this is a name I should know. Jonathan Frakes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I look like Jonathan Frakes. Right down to the beard and everything. Same color beard, same style. I look a lot like
Really?
him.
Young Frakes
Yes.
or old Frakes?
Old Frakes.
Okay.
I'm 60. I can't look like the young Frakes. That's impossible.
No, that would be asking a bit much. According to Frosted, I look like a combination of Sargon and V, which I think is funny, but I don't see it.
That is such a weird idea.
Sargon's kind of a good-looking guy, for as much as I can tell how
Oh no,
good-looking
I
the guy
had
is.
a massive crush on Sargon for a long
Oh, there you go.
time.
Okay.
So the women agree.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Sargon looks decent, and V not so much, but only because he doesn't put the effort in. If he tried to look presentable, he could. He just doesn't care. He just like
V
goes
is
out of bed and onto a live stream.
V
He's like,
is really cute.
no, I mean,
Okay.
he's not ugly. I'm just saying that he doesn't put any effort into presenting himself.
Into his look. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
What's his YouTube channel called?
V or
V.
Sargon?
V.
V is
V.
Romanian TV.
Ranting V, one word?
No, Romanian.
Oh, Romanian.
Yeah, then T and then VEE.
I was gonna say if you look up V, it'll come up.
I'm surprised the word isn't Zed.
Yeah, he also
Hey, man.
has a lack of entertainment, but he doesn't use his face in that channel. He uses a troll VTuber avatar.
I still like the one that I got back when I was in the military that we couldn't help but all laugh at. One of the coworkers I had, he's just out of nowhere. He's like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "For some odd reason, you kind of remind me of like a fat Agent Smith from The Matrix, but with a mustache." And I about fell out of my fucking seat laughing.
So you like Hugo Weaving?
I was
Yeah,
like,
like, you can.
I was like, "Bro, you gonna say I look like Hugo Weaving? I'll fucking take it, man."
Oh,
Y'all have seen what I look like. Apparently, I look like at one point I looked like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, God.
no.
You look like Neil, like if you look anything like Neil deGrasse Tyson, you look like his retarded cousin who's
Yeah.
still
Go to
smarter.
hell.
No. That's
You
still
look-
smarter than him.
That's true.
You look like Beatty from the Hunger Games.
It's I've shown my face before. It's just that the computer I'm streaming from doesn't have a camera. If I'd moved to my laptop, then I could turn my camera on. But like, I don't see the point.
I don't want to scare people with my horrible visage.
We've already been emotionally damaged by the
I
sight of it.
can't find his channel. Romanian V?
Romanian T, like
Romanian
Romanian
TV.
yeah, I'll just write it in the side chat.
kind of like a Romanian television, but
Oh, I found it.
like the shorthand.
Romanian TV.
Yeah.
It's him in black and white cartoon with a little pet on his lap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the picture for his channel. Is the cartoon of him, but he shows his actual face in his videos.
Ugh. All right.
Well, I show my
Let's do
actual
an Aspen
hands in
story.
some of my videos, but that's about as
People
far
have
as it
seen my
goes.
hands and the fact that I got like scars and like I'm pretty sure they have seen that I'm missing part of my fingertip and my middle finger of my right hand. Bunted wrong.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh.
Yep.
I would
bunted
say
wrong.
very wrong.
Yep. And the tip of my middle finger on my right hand, it shattered into 4 pieces. The 3 pieces were floating around in the finger.
Oh.
Ew.
I'm missing parts too.
Well, why not?
Nothing dramatic.
Just a thought.
I mean, I've got that. I've got the appendix has been removed. I'm missing chunks of my ear from being attacked by a German Shepherd that had heartworms when I was
Yeah.
around preschool age. Yeah, that's how I ended up with the most stitches from anything. I had 300 for that one.
Jesus Christ. I am still intact. I have not had any body parts.
I've got somebody else's PCL ligament in my right knee.
So you not only lost parts, you have extra parts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've also got metal in my hand and whatnot.
So I've got extra parts. I've not had any parts removed yet.
I have
Only
I
parts
have parts removed.
Other than the fingertip and the chunks of ear from when I was younger, the only other parts I've had removed have either been my appendix, a couple of teeth that I've had to get, like for when I had to get a root canal for a crown to end up getting a crown, and I already said cysts.
Yeah, look, I haven't even had my tonsils out. I'm still like
Wow.
Okay.
factory ready. It's like I just rolled up this.
Terry there with his factory settings.
Yeah.
No,
I still have my
Your
wisdom
factory
teeth.
satisfied. I don't even have
I'm
mine.
now
That's the
born
only part I'm
over,
missing.
so
That was the only shitty thing was I had all my wisdom teeth in and set in the middle, and the Air Force still fucking yanked them out of me.
Oh, I have
Ugh.
had wisdom teeth out and I've had dental work, but
My dentist wanted to pull my wisdom teeth, but I have a lot of room in the back of my jaw for another set of teeth beyond my wisdom teeth. That's how much room's back there.
Okay.
So I said to him,
you
there's no
still
reason
do
for you. There's no reason for you to take me out. And he says, well, they don't get brushed as well. And I was like, oh, I'll just make sure I brush them well. And he's like, all right, man, do whatever you want, So
Yeah, what
I
does
still
he
have
care?
them. Yeah.
yeah, so I had plenty of room back there and they're coming in straight. But there's this thing you don't get taught about teeth as far as dental health is part of them remaining healthy isn't just brushing it. They have to have something to bite against. Well, my wisdom teeth were coming
yeah.
in like one tooth came in like 1 to 2 millimeters and stopped. And then the one on the opposite side came in 1 to 2 millimeters and stopped. And it was basically no matter what you do for dental
Pinch
health,
your cheek all
the
the time.
dentist told me it's like no matter what you do, you can have like remove them all for this much, or you can pay 3 times as much in dental care and fillings by the time they all come in.
Yeah.
Okay, take them out.
Yeah. All my teeth came in perfectly.
Yeah, my wisdoms came in good and everything, but because I was aircraft maintenance and everything, and I plausibly had to fly, like, well, since you could fly on a C-130 or something like that, that could cause issues with the pressurization. I was like, I haven't had any
No,
fucking
yeah.
problems or issues. Just the
I'll be right
military
back,
likes
guys.
fucking bullshit if they can.
Okay. Yeah, they're just trying to get you to do it, but there's absolutely no reason not.
I
that
mean,
you have to.
granted, at that point in my life as well, I also had harder problems with swallowing pills. So I got to have liquid codeine for a painkiller.
Ooh,
you
I remember
sound
having
like you're bragging.
So I remember that
Nice.
time I fucking hit that got that liquid codeine, and like an hour later was having a couple beers at a house party in the on base housing because I was friends with a couple people, and that I felt great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That'll
I
do
mean,
it to you.
the only other times I've been more like drugged up to where I couldn't really tell what was going on was when I crashed my dirt bike before I joined the military, and that's what tore the ligament in my knee, broke the ring finger, pinky finger, and the 2 bones in your hand that attached to them on my right hand.
yeah, I've been in a motorcycle accident too. And how you feel?
I was completely dumb and arrogant and took a dirt bike to where I shouldn't have, and luckily at least went to correct it because I slid along a guardrail for about 6 to 10 feet before I was thrown off.
Good God.
And Oh, if I'd have hit where with the rear tire hit with the front tire, I'd most likely have been paralyzed from the neck down.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my luck has
Yeah.
been for a whole lot of things of like I probably should be dead.
Yeah.
Yo, Eddie.
We have a lot in common, you and I.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely understand that. The one
the
thing
funny
is,
part, the funny part about that story is like, okay, so I go and I have to walk up this probably like ridiculous incline of a hill to finally, and that when I took that step with the right leg and it felt like my knee slapped back like 3 inches beyond backwards.
Oh,
Yeah, I had not screamed in pain like that in a long fucking time. Got up there, fell over the guardrail because the adrenaline finally wore off. Freaking, they get there, or the ambulance gets there, and they give me morphine. And the EMT is like, "Let me know when you can't feel anything." I was like, "I can feel stuff. I can feel stuff." I was like, "I can't feel anything." I was like, "Well, I can kind of feel some stuff." And she's like, "Should I give you more?" And my exact response was, "I don't know if it's a good idea." I'm pretty sure he was like, "That is the greatest response I've ever heard."
Oh, okay. All right. We bullshit enough. I have a Dear Prudence article.
it just
Dear
gave me the
Prudence.
cringes and oh,
no.
Oh, got the vapors.
So I'll put it in chat if you. Yeah, it's somewhere in chat. There. If y'all want to look at it.
Yes.
Dear Prudence, help. My sister insists I invite her disastrous husband to my bachelor party. Oh no. Can everybody got it?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're.
So are we trying to say is he the asshole or
No, this is the Dear Prudence, and I'll repost it.
okay? So like that's what I wanted to say. It's like, are we going with is he an asshole? Or are we going with like what advice we should give him? Because
What advice?
If she insists, I'd be the one to tell her no. If you don't want him there, that's your bachelor party, and it's usually planned by the best man. And I know some men don't like to hear this, but as the person getting married, you can legitimately be like, look, these are some of the things I'm saying no on, or I will fucking get you arrested.
All right, let me start reading. I'm getting married in a year, and my older brother is my best man. We're in the middle of planning the details of my bachelor party, and during a family visit, our sister asked if her partner would be getting an invite to the trip. We are renting out a house on a lake for 2 nights, and it's only my wedding party and 2 dads who are invited. But I know that if I don't invite my sister's partner, she would be extremely upset. Her partner is a nice enough person, but has a tendency to get very intense and competitive to the point where he would storm off at family gatherings because someone didn't ask him if they could have some chips that he brought with him.
Oh,
to a communal.
Yeah, no.
No, dude, seriously, flat out, don't invite him. If your sister wants to get pissy about it, tell her flat out. It is not yours and his wedding. You are not paying for it. You are not planning it. You are not even planning the bachelor party. He is not my best man. This stuff has already been agreed on. I don't owe you anything.
Wait a minute. It's a little bit more laugh. A little bit more. To a communal cookout where everyone was transparent about sharing and signed up to bring things. My gut tells me I should stick with a hard rule of only the party and dads are invited. But I also know my sister and her Argo partner would be genuinely upset if he didn't get an invite and would get passive, if not or not so passive aggressively brought up by him or her in the future? Should I extend an invitation just to keep the peace or risk throwing a wrench in our relationship? Throw the wrench. Save
it's very
yourself.
simple. I think South Park had the perfect answer. You say, I think you should ask Mr. Hat.
Nope.
When she does, you go, you go to hell, and you die. He's like, I'm sorry, sister. Look at me.
That's a very easy question, though, because you tell them, no, you can't come. And later on, when they bring it up to you, you say, see, that's the reason why I didn't want you to come, because what you're doing right now.
Yep.
You
Win-win.
stay the course, double down, and build on top of that.
You use the chorus of the Foo Fighters song, but instead of "Don't want to be a monkey wrench," it's "Go on and be a monkey wrench."
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that you're missing is extending an invite is not keeping the peace. It is changing the aggression that is coming your way.
Yes.
You've already set the rules. The rules are not set to exclude him specifically. The rules were set, though, and exclude a lot of people. He just happens to be one of them. He should stay excluded.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the rules say no homers. We have to have one homer. You know? But like you said, Will, you shouldn't invite him. If he's that type of person and you don't want to be around him, it's your bachelor party. You don't have to invite him. There's no one forcing you to do that. And if your sister doesn't like her, fuck her. Well, don't fuck her, but you know what I mean. Fuck her.
Con DW says, no, invite him as long as he pays for everything.
There you go.
Only on the proviso that he has no say in what's going on.
You
You will budget it, that you can come if you fund it, but you don't pick the activities, you don't pick what's going on. That's already set. You're just the bankroll.
Oof.
Invitation by you have to pay for your invitation. Like you have to pay for gas fare to get up to the cabin, everything.
And he can always be the asshole, being like, "Yeah, see, you paid for entry level, you didn't pay for VIP level, so you have to stay here."
Ooh.
You know, that type of, and like Sean just put up, like define partner, husband or boyfriend, because if it's her fucking boyfriend, he's not fucking family anyway, so fuck him.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, I run that too.
I mean, I am straight after all. At least until JK says differently.
Oh my god. You're not gonna let that go, are you?
She's just sending in a
Probably
spy.
not in this life.
She's-
What happened?
You know, J.K. Rowling informed the reader that they were the gay all along.
I didn't know.
He hasn't retconned me yet, so I'm straight.
Yay.
She's just really just sending in a spy, though. Honestly, she's
No.
sending in her boyfriend
Oh, come on.
so that her boyfriend can report back to her what happened.
Which is weird because it's like, yo, it's your brother's. It's his bachelor party. Like,
It sounds more like he was bitching to her that her brother doesn't like him. And so he sent her to beg him for an invite.
well, be a likable person. And the words of Johnny Hellcat: "Have you tried not being a bitch?"
You tried that?
Clearly not. He sent his girlfriend to beg for an invite.
I don't understand why, you know, again, I get that, you know, the debauchery that gets up in most bachelor parties, but why you want to go to a bachelor party where I'm sensing that they don't like him.
They don't like him.
Yeah.
So why would you want to be around people
would
that
like
don't
him.
like you?
Because he
Let
thinks
me
he
be
can make.
more accurate. They
The
don't.
dude's a narcissist.
They don't dislike him. They just don't like him.
Could tell him that the bachelor party's at the gay strip club across town.
Yeah.
God damn it!
No.
Not what was it? The blue? No, not Blue Oyster.
It is.
You went to the old place. We changed it. We went here instead. Nobody told you.
I was gonna say, where's the place they used in Police Academy?
The Blue Oyster Bar.
Blue Oyster Bar. I was thinking Cole. I was like, no, it's a band.
Yeah, Blue
That
Oyster
blew up the
Cult.
cult.
Yeah.
Don't fear the Reaper.
All right, I got a few more. I'll let Hammer pick out the next one. All right, so on my list, I have help. I just discovered my husband totally regrets having our kids.
Jeez.
Oh my
I
god.
have. Wait a minute. I'm tired of my sister's jealousy over our giant free new house.
Oh, if you want,
My husband-
I got one my dad told me, and it's gonna be, telling a story that you just heard today. That it's actually an old story, but it is a true one.
Oh, go ahead.
So he was talking about it's like these two, this guy and this gal, and they grew up together, friends and everything, dated other women, she dated other men through high school, he dated other women through high school. Senior year, they ended up breaking up, deciding through how things went, get together. Well, they end up getting together after that, go to college, get married. Apparently they had not had sex with anyone else before each other. While married, she gets pregnant, they end up having triplets. Two boys and a girl. After a while, he's saying these kids look nothing like me. Everyone else is insisting he gets a DNA test. She insists that he gets a DNA test because he's got a really good job and everything. Well, a DNA test comes back. Since it's triplets, none of the kids are his. He calls her a cheater. They get divorced. He just throws himself into his work.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 years go by. And he almost lost his job because of alcohol and everything. He happens to just by chance be in this restaurant and sees her. She asks if she can talk to him, sends, her teenage children off to go, buy something at the store. While doing that, she tells him how she's waiting there on something because since things didn't seem to sit right, she decided to get a DNA test of herself on the kids. Turns out she wasn't the mother.
Mix up at the hospital?
Yes. What had actually happened was in that same time frame, there was another family that had triplets of 2 boys and a girl. And because of what had happened and everything, of how they found out this, because one of the boys actually became an NFL player, and the other team, or they had realized that, but instead of getting divorced, he stayed with her. So she was there to meet them because of her brother-in-law's or her sister-in-law's. No, it'd be her sister's husband, who was had a cop friend or whatnot, and put them in touch. So because of that whole thing, they actually ended up getting back together, and it took some time to, obviously, because of the way things went. They ended up moving to a different area, and out of pure coincidence, so did the other family, and their houses happened to be back to back to each other.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Quite literally, they even told the kids, you now know who your biological father is and everything, or parents are. Do you want to go live with them? And they're like, no, you've been our parents for this long. We don't want to change that. So basically, each one just got another set of parents. The husbands became best friends. The wives became best friends. The kids became best friends. And what they did was every Sunday they did a family or a family dinner and just changed whose house they did it at.
That's kind of heartwarming.
But I mean, this was also back in the 70s of when the kids thing, because it's even when I was born, we were born here in the middle of the 80s, you weren't kept with your mother. You were, put with a bunch of other kids, basically on a thing that had your name, and you had a wristband that had your name, so you know who.
Mm-hmm.
And no, Frosted, he didn't cheat on her. Like, there was no actual cheating.
But it worked out in the end.
Yeah.
Well, this couldn't have been
So-
the 70s.
That ranks up there pretty close to the twin brothers separated at birth, who went to school for the same thing, same degrees, same job, married a woman of the same general physical description of the same name, had kids of the same genders along the same timeline and order that got the same names. Just creepy, uncanny stuff.
Yeah.
I was
This-
watching.
This would have had to
Mr.
have happened in the late 80s, though, because
I think
DNA
when
DNA fingerprint testing for fatherhood established parentage
it wasn't until,
available until 1988.
then it had to have been like the early 80s or something.
Yeah.
I don't know when the kids were DNA tested and everything, because it was pretty early on in it.
Mm-hmm.
My dad couldn't remember, so it's like it's the whole thing of he saw it online, he's telling it to me secondhand, so I'm telling it to you third hand.
Yeah, some of the details might be a little off, but
Yeah.
I love the game of telephone. But it reminds me of a tale. I was listening to Mr. Ballin tell how this guy got arrested, right? And he had an alibi, but the witness fingered him and everything. And like the camera showed him on the thing. Well, he's in prison for a few years and whatnot. And his cellmate comes up to him pissed. Like, why'd you snub me in the line today? I didn't see you in the line getting food. Yeah, you did. You didn't say anything. So come to find out, there's another inmate in there that looks exactly like him. They're not related at all. But if you look at a casual glance, you would think that person. And he got, and his attorney took it to the judge. Oh shit! What happened, Mr. Katzberger? Took it to the judge, and the judge looked at it like, yeah, you two look alike. So they threw out his case and freed him. I know it's a shitty story, but still, the twin shit is real. There's somebody that looks like you somewhere, or enough like you that you can get in trouble for shit they do.
Yeah, well,
Somebody's
there's
listening to loud music. It's gone now.
see tier. I've actually seen the photograph of my doppelganger. Well, back
You've seen that?
30 years ago or so, my doppelganger was in a picture in National Geographic.
You seen a picture of Slender Man? Wow, I didn't know you.
No, the other
photographed.
doppelganger.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, that because that'd be like the other doppelganger.
Oh, okay. I didn't think your kind photographed.
Oh, wow.
That's two more others
Okay.
removed.
All right. So back to the choosing. So Hammer.
of the
another one
two, I
is-
would say the first one. Is there more?
Yeah, I'll do another one. My husband erases his call logs constantly.
So
My husband erases his call logs.
That's disturbing. Why are you,
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay. I'll put it in chat.
I hate how much people don't
Yo,
trust
Keith.
them anymore.
It's a short one, so help. My husband erases his call logs constantly. I have been in a relationship with a man for over 35 years, but only married for 21. We've had 2 children, 26 and 19. I recently found out he has been working with a woman he was sleeping with while we were dating. They have been talking after work. Plus, he calls her when she is not at work. He said it's just to say hello and check up on her. He deletes his call logs, but I still see the phone bill with all the calls. Of course, he keeps his phone on vibrate. I also found out she wasn't the only woman he slept with. What should I do? Oh, that sucks to be you. I think he's cheating.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Wow, this is
Probably.
an easy one.
I think Prudence gets this one right. If you're in a relationship and you find yourself scrutinizing call logs, it's already over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because even if he's not cheating at this point, you distrust him enough to think that he is.
Yeah, the trust is gone in the relationship. You can't get it back.
Yo, Undead, run what up? Yeah, he's cheating. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, it's the most likely he's cheating.
And like I said, even if he's not, you
Yeah.
clearly think that he would be. There's something wrong there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of wrong here for that, and the thing is there is a plausible explanation for him working with a woman that he had a former relationship with and calling her outside of work hours if they're not on an hourly, if they're not like hourly employees. There's a bunch of plausible explanations that are perfectly innocent. But once you start deleting call logs and trying to conceal it and everything, you take all of those and you toss them in the incinerator.
I think that was going to be my thing. Was did he only just recently start deleting his calls, or is this just something that he's always done? And now,
that there is that. If he deletes his call log, it's like a call is 2 days old or older. He just automatically deletes it and he does it to every single call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
then you're still retaining some level of innocence. But if these are like the only calls or almost the only calls that he's deleting, then there isn't an innocent explanation.
That's suspicious as fuck.
It's highly suspicious. The whole thing is still suspicious. Like, unless he has a history, like, oh, he always deletes them. But then again, why are you checking on him?
One thing I always point out is we're only getting one side of the story. So she's going to paint the situation to make him look suspicious because she already suspects him. So there may be more details that we don't have that make it completely reasonable what he's doing. But based on what we're hearing, the guy is very suspicious.
Yeah, you've got to take it in context. Like I said, there are lots of perfectly innocent explanations. I mean, I can understand being suspicious if you're if he's working with the woman that he was having a physical relationship with while you were dating. But if he always deletes all his call logs and everything, that's one thing. But if he basically never deletes his call logs, but he deletes every call from her,
that's suspicious.
even if every call was during business hours, that's suspicious.
Or even if he just started deleting his call logs.
That's what I was going to say. If he's only just started deleting all his calls, like even if he's deleting all of them, the timing is still going to be suspicious.
But I mean, if you're salary employees and you're working on big projects and everything, and the only thing is him, if he wasn't deleting calls, and they happen to be in the same profession, working for the same company and everything, he wasn't deleting calls, but had calls outside the normal 9 to 5 because, hey, we're working on a project. That's something entirely different.
Yeah,
agreed.
But the context here as presented, there's a few unanswered questions, but wow.
It's a lot of unanswered questions in this one. But I still think if I'm going off of just what's written in the question, I think he's cheating.
And Prudence has got it right. It's already over at this point.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if he is completely innocent.
No, that's
because
that's
at this
true.
point she's decided that it's
Yeah.
over, and she's just looking for
An
you know,
excuse.
she's
Well,
looking
if
for
the-
an excuse. She's looking for
Well, if the trust
support
is-
for something she's already feeling.
Yeah, if the trust is already gone out of the relationship, then it's over. Like even if he's done nothing to warrant losing that trust, the trust is still gone. You'll never trust him again. You can't continue the relationship.
I think we got time for at least two more. And this one, I'll do. I just discovered my husband regrets having kids, and this one I like because this just sounds fucking stupid. I mean,
I can't.
that's not what you can, Angela. You can.
I can't
Just
fathom
let it
like
go.
somebody just suddenly deciding that they regret having children. That's kind of a big decision in the first place.
I mean, I can understand someone regretting having kids. It shouldn't be sudden revelation. It should be like, you're pregnant? Oh, fuck, I wish I hadn't done that.
That I can understand, but this just sounds like he, out of the blue, decided, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe, I should have a child.
But then you start
right.
running a question. It's like, is it
Oh, wait,
that
wait.
he regrets having
No.
kids, or he regrets having kids
No.
with
That's
you?
No. I just read the headline. She's just discovered that he regrets having kids. So it's not that he recently decided he regrets it. The wife has only just found out about this regret. So that's
oh
different.
boy.
So I'd say he's regretted it for a while, but the wife is like, "Oh, you regret having kids? This is like, she's only just discovered this."
All right, help! I just discovered that my husband totally regrets having our children. I just discovered my husband Luke is part of an online group community of people who regret having children. We have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old together, and he has 3 kids from his first marriage. When Luke and I began dating, I told him up front that I wanted children and that I wanted their father to be as enthusiastic about having them as I was. Luke loved being a dad the first time around and was confident he'd love it just as much with our kids. Well, he was wrong. Our kids exhaust him. Their need for him and his responsibility toward them fill him with despair. He has even talked about wanting to die so he doesn't have to deal with them. Oh my
That
God.
seems a little extreme. That seems a tad over the line.
That sounds
Alright.
more like he has some type of depression.
From those asshole kids, yeah.
Ouch.
Wow.
Anymore. I'm heartbroken for all of us, and I want to get Luke help, but I don't know what to do. How to help Luke while also protecting my kids from his despair? Where do I begin? Like, it sounds like you said. It sounds like he's depressed. Like maybe he's just going through some shit. Like, and the kids aren't helping with that. Like, he's already he said he had my husband regrets our kids. Said he has 3 children already, from his first marriage. So he's already been through the song and dance. Maybe he was just used to having older kids, that having younger kids now is like, oh my God, what the fuck?
I'm hearing more like we might be finding out why his first marriage didn't work.
Yeah, that's one of
Maybe.
3 possibilities that crossed my mind. And one of them is just the guy needs mental health help, and he needs to see somebody who's qualified, and probably needs to see them with you and without you.
With or without you.
Take out life insurance policy.
Wow.
But there was a third option that crossed my mind.
And see, Robin,
Well,
this is
man.
why there's a lot of men who don't trust women. I
Yeah.
mean, for fuck's sake, if it is an actual mental thing that he needs to get help for, and you're first, I mean, I know you're most likely joking. And
Oh, of course
it's
he
like the
is.
first thing is to be like, oh, set up potential suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, at least if you're gonna do it right and drive him to suicide. You don't try to poison him.
Yeah, that always comes back on you.
I mean, he can't help the way he feels, though. Like in the reply, Prudence is saying he agreed to love them and he broke his promise. Well, not on purpose. Like you can't decide that you love or don't love someone. It's just how you feel. You can't really. I think as long as he's still taking care of the kids, it's not good that he regrets having them. But as long as he's not allowing that to turn into mistreatment of the children, I mean, there's not much you can do. I mean, getting help.
Let's also go back to the old thing of like, you can love someone and not like them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I love, but I can't fucking stand.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you can't help how you feel. It's like,
yeah,
like if I had the choice, I would, feel differently about certain people, but I can't change it. I can't suddenly stop disliking my auntie. And it's like, that's just my feelings towards her. It's never going to change unless she does something to change it, which she won't.
But see, and that's first off, he's part of an online community. Like, had she talked to him, like, can maybe there's a reason why he regrets. Maybe the kids are, like you said, exhausting. Like, maybe he had to work a full fucking day and then have to come in and rip and run with kids. And I get his. You made them. You laid down and you created these children.
you
deal with it. Yeah, you were part of the creation, so you deal with part of the problem. So I get his exhaustion and his like, I can't
for sure.
Kids. And maybe some other shit is going on in his mind. Maybe you're part of the problem too. Maybe you're over enthusiastic. Like, maybe you're pressuring him for more kids.
I'm not even thinking pressuring him for more kids. What I'm hearing is she was super gung-ho to have kids and told him as much.
Yeah.
And he decided that since he'd already done it once before and he really liked her, why the hell not?
Yeah.
All that tells me, though, is that's got to be some magic pussy if you turn around and
No. I think he
decide it's okay to have kids to have the chick.
No. In the article, they said he liked being a father the first time, and he thought it would be the same this time. That's why he was like on board with it. He's like, he already had a kid. He really enjoyed being a father. He thought the second time would be just as good, and apparently it's not.
She said that's what he told her.
How old are the older kids? I mean, is there like he's got a 6-year-old and 3-year-old with her, and the youngest from the others are 18 or 19 or 20 or something like that? I have to say that one of the things that crossed my mind is that we had is as a possibility, at least until you confront him about it or ask him about it, is having a frosted type individual just trolling that forum.
We don't need to give Frosted any more authority.
All of it. There are so many theories here.
And not saying that that's likely or anything, but it certainly crossed my mind. Say Frosted would, tell me Frosted wouldn't.
Frosted would. Frosted's fucking evil.
I don't think Frosted's evil. I think he just has a really twisted sense of humor.
Frosted's hoping he's going to become the new Mr. Medic. Like, Frosted's hoping that he's going to become the new Trickster God.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Frosted aims for Trickster God status.
I think Frosted just enjoys messing with his friends like most guys do. I mean,
Yeah,
I do
exactly.
that shit all the time. It's not because I'm
He's just-
evil or, I'm trying to do anything bad. It's just like friends mess with each other. That's just.
Like I
Just
said,
a
I just think he
particularly
has a
painful way of
twisted
doing
sense
it.
of humor.
I don't even think it's twisted. I think it's just he's a normal guy. He likes messing with his friends.
Frosty,
Maybe I'm
beyond
just
Frosty.
as
You want to be a
frosty,
trickster
but
guy,
I don't
don't
think
you?
there's anything weird about him
I
taking
don't-
delight in Jack getting frustrated by his articles.
I mean, have you ever seen a group of guys like, oh my God, this smells terrible? What is it? Let me smell it. Oh my God, that smells terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy, you got to come here and check this out. This smells terrible. No, it doesn't. Oh my God, it smells terrible. Jeff, get over here.
Why'd you let me smell that? Hey, Frank, come here.
Oh my god.
Like
It's-
if you
there's-
look on
yeah.
There's a stark contrast between how men in groups and women in groups work.
absolutely.
Yeah.
If a woman walks up to 5 other women, they start talking, they'll be all, "Oh, your purse is so pretty, blah 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 blah." And the moment she walks away, that bitch, I fucking hate her. Where
Yeah.
guys, you walk up, "Hey, you dickhead, what the fuck do you think you're doing?" And he walks away and says, "Bill's a pretty cool guy."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
completely opposite from each other.
There's a reason that I prefer to hang out with men than women.
In Gunski's Discord, he was complaining that people misuse the word Kafka-esque. I said, that is so Kafka-esque of you, Jack. Because I knew it would piss him off. And I knew it would piss him off, so I said it. It's not like I'm mean or anything. It's just I know that he'd probably troll me back next time he gets a chance.
There's a lot of times where guys insult each other and it's playful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
there's-
I mean, me and Polly go at it on a regular basis. Everyone must think we hate each. Everyone must think we hate each other, but we don't. We're just fucking around.
I never got that impression at all because
Shit, I call you old man.
Yeah, well, I am an old
You
man.
call everybody old man.
no. But
The only
you're
reason
fucking
you don't
old.
call me old man is because
Yeah.
I'm not a man.
And Terry,
And I
wish
would
could
never
have been
call a
there
woman
for you.
old.
I think it's just because I'm a guy. Like I see Hammer and Polly interacting, and I don't think, oh my god, they hate each other. I think those guys are good enough friends that they can do this to each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
The one you can tell to where it's like the people were definitely did not like each other would be like the Polydub Coach Red Pill interaction.
Oh,
Oof.
There,
I remember that.
You can tell like straight vitriol. That isn't the whole like this is banter and whole thing. But Terry, I kind of wish I could have been there for the Kafka-esque thing because when you said that, like, yo, Terry, I completely photosynthesize with you.
Yes.
Y'all are terrible human beings, and I love all.
Apparently,
all
I
of y'all.
annoyed Gunski enough that because he's always got the complaint that we run the jokes into the ground on Quippers. And he said, "This is the fastest an inside joke has ever gone stale before the show even starts." It was a badge I wear with pride.
Yeah, wasn't he there with us when the one chick, was like, what was it? Oh God, like something too soon.
Oh,
That fucking comedy special.
yeah. The
Oh, you talking about Hannah Gadsby?
No, it wasn't Hannah Gadsby. That was.
No, it was hashtag Me Too Soon was the joke.
Thank you. Yes, hashtag Me Too Soon.
Oh.
Yeah, because that was the one comedian that's all she kept doing was just like running
Yeah.
the joke into the ground.
And then she made the Woody Allen joke of Me Too Soon Ye, and she thought that was even funnier, which kind of
Oof.
wasn't.
Shit, Ty, you used to complain when me and when we would run Tyshawn and Frank.
Yeah.
Keisha.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying that jokes don't get run into the ground. I'm just saying that Gunski was complaining that it happens, and so I ran this joke into the ground to annoy him.
Yep.
Oh God, we need to bring back Tyshawn jokes. Tyshawn, Steven, Fred Quisha.
You don't really.
What? You don't like them?
Clearly not.
I mean, that bitch got roaches in
That's
it.
the height of hilarity to me and Hey Camel.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right. The last life advice I'll read is this one, and then we'll do an asshole story. Because, yeah, I want to do an asshole. Not what I meant.
Phrasing.
Somebody clip that.
Clicking.
Damn, the one time I wish I had the phrasing, so I'm just gonna have to go with
Bruh.
hopefully that went through.
Phrasing.
Yeah, that went through.
Okay, good.
Now I'm gonna have to dig into this stream for.
Mm.
Yeah, that's an Archer code. Hey, phrasing.
Tim wants to do an asshole. Phrasing. All right.
I can do this one.
All right. Help. My parents promised to pay for my student loans. Then they blew through the money.
Oops.
Damn.
All right. Out of the blue this summer, my parents offered... Hell no. To no, no, no. Hell to the no. Yes. All right.
Oh my god.
Where was I?
Was
My
that
parents
just that
offered
again?
to help. What'd you say?
Just wondering if that's delayed reaction or something.
To help with my student loans payments. They've always been financially comfortable with zero debt, and I'm not. So I immediately said yes. I manage student loans myself on a budget, but I'm pretty close to paying them down. But it would be amazing not to worry about them and fully pay off my medical debt. I was really excited. Loan payments resumed this month. And when I called them to talk about it, they reneged, saying that they actually spent the money on my brother's upcoming wedding instead. Obviously, they don't.
The fuck
owe
are they
me
paying for
anything.
his wedding for? It's supposed to be the bride's party that pays for the wedding for everything I'm aware
It
of.
really is. And the money wasn't mine, but I still feel hurt. There's also a history of conflict between me and my brother, so I feel like I'm a teenager again. I'm trying to figure out how to gracefully let this go. They don't break their word often. So it was a surprise, but not a pattern. I'm upset though, and I don't know how to let go of how hopeful I was. I have a chronic illness, so money is always tight, and I was excited to get a clean slate. It's your debt. You pay it off. You're not entitled to anything, kid.
I think everyone involved is an arsehole. The
Yeah.
parents should have
Yeah, I
made it
really
something
do, because the parents were not cool to say they'd do it and then
and then bail on her. Yeah.
Yeah. At the same time, if you want to let it go, work on letting
Let
it
it go.
go. And I can understand it. It's going to be a little bit more of a slog in this case, but it's not a. It's a change of.
Busted for Mad God. But like, repeat that. Will, sorry about that.
It's a change in mentality because it's going to come to your mind. So instead, you have to figure out something that you're going to actively pursue otherwise in your thought process. If this crosses my mind, I will go somewhere else instead.
Mhm.
Because you're not just going to up and forget about it. The brain doesn't work that way.
But just
But you
give
can
it time
train
and-
yourself. If you actually want to get over this without discussing with them, how you feel about it and everything. And I'm not saying you have to talk about your
Yeah.
feelings to everybody about everything. It's just, if you want to just say, if you've committed yourself to the notion of, hey, this is something that's really unusual. I'm not going to be doing, I don't want to pursue any,
vitriol.
Yeah, just
vitriol. Yeah, vitriol. Not even vitriol. It's like I don't want to pursue this at all. It's not
Yeah.
something that's
Yeah.
usual. It wasn't expected, but it happened, and I'm just going to get on with my life.
Yeah.
You have to commit yourself to
heals all
getting
wounds.
on.
Like, just give it time. It'll stop hurting quite as bad, and then you can move on with your life. Like,
Mm.
even if you don't do anything to actively combat it, it'll happen eventually. It'll stop being quite as painful of a memory, and you'll just kind of just move on with your life. This is what happens with me all the time. Something bad happens, and then gradually it becomes less and less of a painful memory, and then I move on with my life.
Just move away.
I mean, again, it wasn't your money.
Yeah.
And those are your debts. You chose to go to medical school.
Well, the
No, I
question
can
was,
understand. I can understand where she's coming from, though. If they if someone promised to give me $1,000 and then said, you know what, screw it, I actually gave it to someone else instead, I would be disappointed. It's like, well, why did you do that? Why did you promise me the money and then not give it to me? Like, it's not that I'm entitled to the money. It's just like, why did you promise that you would if you weren't going to?
From what it sounds like is it's, in a way, it's almost like that it's loans were taken out that were supposed to be for that, but they're in her name. Now, if the parents took out the loans and decided to use it on something else, that's on them. You've lost nothing. But if the loans are in your name, but somehow they used the money for something that wasn't supposed to, then you actually could have a legal case.
Yeah. I think what it was is the parents said, we see you struggling financially, we'll pay your student debts off. And then they said, actually, you know what? Screw that. We're going to pay for the brother's wedding instead. And so she had expected that they were going to take care of her student debts, and then they didn't.
It's the bad thing here is it doesn't sound like she was going to just blow it off and expect her parents to take care of it. They turned around and offered. I'm explaining to Tyr and Rotten why I don't quite agree with their stance on it. She wasn't trying to not have to take care of it herself. Her parents turned around and got involved and said they were going to do something. And then didn't. That's a completely different thing. So I can totally understand her being upset.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And your options there, either you address the matter or you walk away from it. And if your intention is to walk away from it being a problem for you, you're not going to be complaining to them about it and everything. You need to understand that at least for a while, those negative feelings are still going to come up. And when the negative feelings or the memory or whatever starts getting you pushing a certain direction, you need to just not just think that you're going to, oh, hey, I'll forget about this in a little bit of time, which, I mean,
you need to have some kind of backup.
You have to take a philosophy. It's like, not just I'm going to forget this eventually. It's like I will actively choose to not remember it. I'm going to put myself in a different headspace. I'm going to pursue a different thought process every time this crosses my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Easier said than done.
Oh, definitely easier said than done, but it's still the...
This is the type of thing that people like actually take years meditating over to learn to.
Probably abuse some illicit drugs or alcohol for it a bit.
All right, it's time for some asshole stories.
So what we're going to hear about you?
Asshole story.
No, that
was another. Okay.
Yeah, that one. OP.
I'll take it.
Probably a 0. Parents, if told as actually as presented, they're a solid 10 to 12 plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say a 10.
So, Tyr, since you're wanting to go with asshole stories, are we just going to hear stories of you at work?
Yes.
No, asshole.
No, that's going to be very difficult when you need to go to the toilet.
Oh.
All right.
This is all wrong.
Okay.
Okay. Am I the asshole for asking my
Yes.
brother's
You
wife
will?
if she's
No.
Am I the asshole for asking my brother's wife if she's still on Tinder?
Link.
Oh shit! Sorry, I thought I put it on there.
Ramen, are you wanting a poop knife story?
Yeah.
God damn it! God damn it, Bobby!
Frosted, that is terrible.
I think it's a genuine question.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
God,
Frosted.
all that remind me of
All
is
of Frosted's genuine questions are terrible. So
This is true.
also that reminds me of the story I heard about to where at a frat house, one of the fraternity brothers got really drunk, so he blacked out because he drank a lot. Well, his friends and whatnot to help him out, and that whole thing because they had gotten beyond that point to where they'd like get drawn on and shit. Like they brought him into the bathroom and stuck him on the toilet. Well, apparently when they woke up to him crying profusely, and they couldn't figure out why. And he said that he had shit out his guts from everything he could tell. And they looked in there in the toilet like, oh my God, I think so they called the EMTs. The EMT came up there and started dying laughing, basically. Because what had happened was he had a tapeworm and he drank so much alcohol it killed the tapeworm and he shit it out.
Nice.
Oh my God.
I think we
Okay.
found a new solution to tapeworms. I think this will be very popular.
especially in
All
college
right.
towns.
Yeah.
That was disturbing.
It is. All right.
Oh,
Am I the asshole for asking my brother's wife if she's still on Tinder?
Depends. Is it because you want to fuck her or because you're worried that she's cheating on your brother?
We'll see. We'll see.
It sounds like one of those weird catch-22 things to where it's like, it's probably he saw her on there or he saw someone that looked like her, and so he's basically just trying to confront her.
Hmm.
Oh, well, it's a female.
Because if it's one of those things to where it's like, okay, they're into that whole thing of plausibly having a third or having a bull or whatever, that is their business. Unless it's supposed to be a completely monogamous and unless you have that whole thing down of that's what it's supposed to be, you don't know whatever they're into.
All right. Let me read it. My 19 female brother, Alex, 27 male, has been dating his girlfriend, Kate, 27 female, for the past 3 years. He has openly expressed his opinion that he does not see himself marrying this girl for a few reasons. He doesn't feel the relationship is equal. She does not contribute financially, nor does she do any housekeeping. She relies on him for everything, and to this day actively cheats on him via Tinder. Kate and Alex met on Tinder. She is bisexual and my brother is straight. We met her for the first time about a year into their relationship. My parents and I had bad vibes from her from the start. She made comments to me about him, saying how he doesn't give her any attention. And she even went as far as to say, we should totally go shopping. Alex will pay for it. I felt extremely uncomfortable and thought maybe she's using him for his money.
It couldn't be.
Couldn't be. I told
Never
my
happens.
parents about this, and they were appalled. We all made an effort to be nice to her and make her feel welcome despite this. However, my parents spoke to my brother privately and advised him to talk to Kate about this. My brother said he wasn't worried about it since he wouldn't be marrying her. Their relationship continued with Kate inviting herself along on our summer vacation, expecting Alex to cover everything. She was not working and refused to get a job because she preferred to stay at home. My brother put his foot down and said she couldn't come unless she got a job and covered her portion. She complained and whined, but she eventually did. While on our vacation, we were all wandering around this jewelry store, and she comes over to me and says, "You know, I need the female energy in my relationship. That's why I'm on Tinder sexting women. Oh, but don't worry, we'll never meet up and do anything. And Alex knows about it. When I tell you I was shocked, I wanted to tell my brother, but my parents said to hold off, so I did. Now we're about 3 years into the relationship. He was heartbroken and tried to move on. He was single for about 2 weeks. Kate and Alex keep in touch and decide to meet up to talk. The day they met up, they decided to get married. Oh, this fucker's a simp.
What?
Okay, from what I've heard in that whole thing, so I just stepped away from it and that whole thing. No, she's not an asshole for asking if she's still on Tinder, and the brother's a fucking retard.
So you know,
Uh-huh.
no. You know who I think the asshole is? Tiff for saying the guy's name wrong. It's Alec, not Alex.
All right, I have a little bit more. My parents and I don't think it's a good idea, seeing as the reason they broke up was because neither of them wanted marriage with the other, and they had too many problems within their relationship to continue. But we're his family and will support him. We went to the courthouse and witnessed their spur of the moment wedding. We went to dinner after, and I casually asked her, "So, Kate, you still on Tinder?" He didn't know how to answer.
And their parents are fucking pussies for the whole thing of being like, "Oh, don't say anything. If you've seen the way all this shit was, fucking speak your piece and then don't go with them if they're gonna be like, oh no, we can make it work." Been like, you're retarded. I'm not being a part of this.
All right.
Sometimes supporting your family is having the tough love scenario.
Yeah, you weren't until you did this whole "we're family and gonna support you no matter what" kind of thing. Okay, you just crossed the line. Now you are, but not because of asking her about Tinder. Because you
just let him marry that bitch.
Yeah.
Without saying anything. I mean, if
you let your brother walk into the lion's den.
Yeah, it's the whole. None of us thought it was a good idea, but we're his family. We support him. If you're his family, you think it's a bad idea, for crying out loud, tell him you think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
If your thing is your family and you
it sounded like they told him that it was a bad idea.
Supporting him is having his back when he's not thinking clearly.
Yeah, but it sounds like he was thinking pretty clearly, just with the wrong head.
He would think with his head, not his good head.
So some people can't be helped. Like, I've got no sympathy for the guy. I think he deserves every bad thing that happens to him.
But with the age bracket, he might not have been thinking with the wrong head. He might have been thinking, I don't want to die alone.
That's a retarded thing to think.
Nothing. Yeah, and there are people that way.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's retarded.
At this point, I completely expect to die alone with my cats, and that's perfectly fine by me.
Yeah, I don't even have cats. I'm committed to dying alone. I don't want to meet someone and have to rearrange my life to include them.
I'm not opposed to that happening, but I've also accepted the fact there's a high plausibility I die alone.
For me, someone would have to be pretty damn amazing to be worth the hassle of dating them. So, I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen. It could. It's unlikely that anyone that amazing exists.
Well, that's where Terry and me kind of have something similar in common, because we don't leave our place as much. I think Terry leaves his house less than I do. Like, I do to go to work.
Yeah.
Well, Terry's a fucking hermit.
No, unironically, I don't deny it.
No,
I don't even leave the apartment to go to work. So I mean,
No, me neither. If I had a job, I would.
don't work.
I don't.
Well,
Am I the only person
Hannah,
that-
that's because I think you're retired. Will's doing like the at-home IT thing almost, and Terry was unluckily lucky enough to have a
Yeah.
family to leave him money.
Yeah, basically, my grandfather passed, and then the money went from him to my grandmother to my father to me, all within about 2 months. So it was all like very quick.
Wait, like all three of them died, or just that's how it progressed?
Okay, so my grandfather died in about 2011, but
Yes.
because my bitch of an aunt refused to sign she was an executor to the estate and she refused to sign the thing that she needed to sign. So it wasn't until my grandmother died in 2017 that my grandfather's will actually got executed, and then the only reason that she was finally willing to sign was because my grandmother died. So then after my grandmother died, the money went straight to my father, and he was like, you know what, I've had a hard life. I'm ready to call it quits. He stopped dialysis about 2 months
Oh shit!
after my because to me, I think what it was is while my grandmother was alive, he had a purpose. He was
Yeah.
staying alive to care for her.
Oh, bro,
And,
like, I'm saying, oh shit! It's like, dude, like your dad went out like a G.
Yeah, no, he did. And the thing was, like, he'd fulfilled his purpose. He'd raised me successfully. He'd
Yeah.
taken care of his parents. He made sure that they didn't have to go through the pain of losing their son, which,
Yeah.
like, because he wanted to end dialysis a lot sooner, but he stuck it out for his mother.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was just like within the span of a couple of months, my grandfather's estate went through. And then because my grandmother was already dead, it went like, straight through her to my father and then to me. Yeah, all three of them did the hell at once.
Terry, my heart goes out to you.
Oh, this was several years ago. It's like obviously I still miss the family members who passed, but
Yeah.
it's not like it's a fresh wound.
Well, that's
I
like
know.
my grandfather. Both my grandfathers had passed before I went to Okinawa, and then it was shortly after I went to Okinawa that my mom's mother passed, and it's probably a good thing I wasn't there because she got off dialysis and went through that whole thing, and apparently she started getting more of her cognizance back and whatnot.
Okay.
One of my cousins walks in and she's like, "Hey, Grandma, how's it going?" My grandmother responds with, "Dying, but not
Yeah.
fast enough."
I
I'm
like
like-
the grandma. She's got
And
spirit.
I actually told him, I was like, "Oh my God, I am so glad I wasn't there." And I was like, "Oh, it would have been so hard." Been like, "No, I'd have been keeled over laughing. I would
I would
stop.
too.
I'd have been in
You
front
died
of her
too.
on the ground
epic lady.
trying to catch my breath."
Yeah, no, I would have cracked up laughing too.
It was someone. This guy was a big joker, and he died. And he set up a prank with his children at his funeral where they played a recording of him knocking on the coffin like, "Hello, can you get me out of here? Hello." So, and everyone's there dying laughing because he was a big practical joker,
Yeah.
and that was his final joke.
Oh,
No,
Hey,
I think what you do is as the coffin is going into the flames, you play Pop Goes the Weasel.
oh.
I said this before. I want a Viking funeral. I want y'all to I want to be laid out on a pyre. You know, put 2 coins in my eyes and light my ass ablaze.
I still think my favorite one for one of those was the it has the picture. It's like, my dad ended up dying, so he was late to this thing, and he said that throughout his entire life, for how often he was late, that he'd be late to his own funeral.
Yeah.
And he was, because the hearse got into an accident and sent the
Yeah,
car.
that's awesome.
So there was a picture of it. And he's just like, and my dad, true to his nature, late to his own funeral.
There's,
Oh my god.
my standard response if someone says, "Do you want to be buried or cremated?" is surprise me.
I want to be shot in space. Just let me float.
No, they're like, do what you want after I'm dead. You could even sell me to a necrophiliac if he's paying $1 million and that's what you want to do with my corpse. So I'm not gonna know. Do what you want. Do what you need to.
Hey, Terry, we're going to raise you as a fucking undead lich. Fuck
Go for
you.
it.
Terry
Go
just,
for it. I would love to see you try.
Terry somehow comes back. He's just like, God damn it! I thought I was done with this shit.
No. If I come back as an undead monster, I'm gonna be like, there were so many Steam games I never got to finish. This is awesome. I just hope they don't cancel my credit card just because I'm dead. Because otherwise I won't be able to play
Oh
anymore.
wow.
Oh my God, that's not all I can remember. Is that, have you seen the thing to where it was somewhere over in Europe? Like the guy was still alive, but the government declared him dead.
Yeah, I heard about that.
What happened? And Rotten, you're kind of low.
Motherfucker! Don't tell me my fucking levels dropped.
Are you secretly hate Camel? Because he had that problem too.
Yep, my goddamn computer being retarded.
Yeah.
It is an art.
Okay.
Fucking technology not doing what it's told to do.
I think we have time for one more asshole story.
I mean,
Okay.
it's technically been 2 hours. I know we've rolled back to one.
I know it's still. I know. I can see. I think we just one more won't help.
He's an addict. He's just got to get one more fix before.
I do. Gotta get one more. Come
He's
on.
fucking pushing
Come on,
that,
guys.
flicking that goddamn vein in his elbow, being like, "Come on, come up! I need to get one more in there."
Yeah.
Come on, just one more asshole. Wait a minute, Frankie.
Wow. Yes. Please.
Just so you know, starting from next week, because you jerks are changing the clocks, I'm going to have less wiggle room with regards to Tier deciding to randomly extend the stream, because that is going to start eating into my dinner time.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
why I'm
sorry.
trying to basically pull it up now to where it's like,
Yeah. Like,
for that.
it's 5 o'clock now, but next week it'll be 6 o'clock when the stream ends, so I won't have nearly as much wiggle room for Tier to go like, you know what, fuck it, we're doing another arsehole stories.
I mean, if anything,
All
if you
right.
gotta bounce, you can bounce, bro. Like,
Yeah. It's
Only
fine.
Tier's
It's
gonna hold
fine
it
for
against
now.
you.
I'm just saying that next week it's going to be right at dinner time, so I'm probably will have to just
And Tari, we'll have to coordinate on doing fucking Pokemon Showdown too.
Not really. It'll just change from 2 in the afternoon to 3 in the afternoon. So if it still works for you, it still works for me.
All right. Okay. Well, that works too. All right. Am I the asshole for spoiling
Yes.
my stepson? Goddamn.
probably.
For asking my parents to stop spoiling my stepson.
I'd say based on the title, no.
Your parents, or he said your parent or his parents, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what you're calling spoiling your stepson, because you have a certain amount of grandparents' privilege in there.
Yeah.
If
If
so,
it
it depends on what the spoiling actually is, because are they really
well,
badly spoiling the kid, or are they just treating him like all grandparents treat their grandkids?
No. The question is, am I the asshole for asking them to stop? No, you're not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking. They don't have to stop
True.
just because you asked them to. But you're not the asshole for asking them to stop. If that's your parenting style, you can request that they be less generous to your child.
Well, technically, it's not her child; it's his stepson.
Yeah, but like, if you're taking the role of step parent and you're
Tier.
directly involved in the raising of the child, I think you have a say.
With that Tier, my stepkids are my kids. So
And if you adopted them as well,
Okay.
a different thing.
I'm pretty sure my stepdad considers me one of his kids. He raised me. I mean,
Well,
it would be weird if he didn't.
There's also thing I don't know how it is in Australia, but it's like depending on parental rights things and whatnot, like for how much has been taken or it's not either taken away or been given up by one parent, the step parent can adopt the child to basically so they are legally theirs.
Oh no, I was never legally belonging to my stepfather because like I still saw my birth father all the time, like once a week when I was a kid, and then once I became an adult, it's like anytime I wanted to, I could just head up and go, talk to him. So yeah, I saw my birth father a lot. It's just that, my stepfather is the one who did the actual raising because he's the one I lived with.
All right. So let me read it. My husband has a 7-year-old son from a previous. Before my husband and I started our relationship, he was with his ex. At the time,
Generally, how that works, yes.
Yeah, she was dating my husband and her current husband at the same time. She got pregnant and broke things off with my husband. It was when he and I were already in a relationship that he found out about his son, who was about 5 months old. My husband completely changed and became a wonderful father. The ex had left him in her mother's care, but she wasn't able to take care of him. In the beginning, it was hard for me to accept that he was now a single father, but my parents were and still are fond of him, very fond of him. They really love how he stepped up for his son. My stepson was their first grandchild and was the apple of their eye. He was very spoiled by my parents. My parents really just spoiled all the grandkids with gifts and trips. They really have no limit when it comes to the grandkids. He has never had any sort of behavioral issues with me or my parents before. For almost a year now, his mother has been trying to reconnect, and every time he meets with her, it's just a disaster. Whether my husband or I are there, or it's a supervised visit by a social worker, he's just upset the entire time we are there. He just misbehaves, etc. I'm also 7 months pregnant, and he has not taken it well. He said that he hated the baby, and he'd run away and live with my parents, or that he hoped the baby would go away. I asked my friends for advice.
Okay, so he's an attention seeker, and that whole thing. He's pissed that he's no longer center of attention.
Yeah, no, I went through the same thing. When my brother was born, I went from the center of attention to not the center of attention, and I absolutely resented my brother for being born.
I mean, he's being a little brat.
Yeah.
I asked my friend for advice, and she basically told me that no amount of talking or any sort of discipline by my husband or I would help if my parents keep rewarding him with gifts and fun trips. She really advised me to talk with my parents about the fact that they spoiled him so much. I discussed this with my parents, and asked them to maybe not to spoil him so much, since they are actively rewarding his bad behavior. They said absolutely not, and he's been living like this his whole life. So the change would hurt him and make him feel unwanted or replaced by the baby. I argued back that spoiling him is rewarding him for saying unkind things to his mother.
I'm going to cut you off. There's a simple process they can do. It's like they're kind of the grandparents. They technically have no legalness of it. Stop letting them go over there. Tell them they're not allowed over. Basically, absolutely. You can reinforce saying, look, you're reinforcing behavior that I don't want in this whole thing for how he's acting. So if it's a punishment of both. Hey, you're acting bad because of this whole thing, so you don't go get to see grandpa and grandma. Hey, guess what? Because of the way you've been treating him and he's causing him to act out and that whole thing, you don't get to see him.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to see each other. I'm shutting that shit down.
Okay, so I think I missed something here because it sounds like they're just somebody's just attributing the the fact that they dote on him and then he's misbehaving with his mother to them supporting the bad behavior. Is there something I missed there? Because it
No,
sounds
all right,
like
so
He's still, no matter what
So-
he does, he's still getting all of the accolades as if he'd done nothing wrong. Like if he'd done well.
it's
well, I
not
mean,
even
is
it's not even
it that
just
he's not
he-
behaving that way there and they're not doing anything about it? Or are they actually like going, hey, fine, be terrible for her. That's fine. You're still great. We love you and everything. And, all the same, because I mean, we're dealing with two entirely different questions here.
Well, no, it's that he's acting out. He's being a brat, especially now that there's a baby on the way. He's being a little brat. He said he hates the baby and he'd run away and live with grandpa and grandma, or he hoped the baby would go away and shit like that. So he's just acting out that he is no longer, getting all the attention.
Yeah,
Like,
because kind of
Yeah,
like Thomas said,
he's
I
acting
want to
out,
make
but
a
I'm
point.
still,
I understand
missing-
what you're
I'm
saying,
missing-
Rotten.
hold
on.
Let Angela go.
I understand what you're saying, Rotten and Tier. The point
Okay.
is, and I think that this is working in mine and Will's favor. We've been parents, so we understand how the relationships with kids work. And as long as the grandparents aren't turning around and saying, okay, you're fine, it's not a bad thing that you're misbehaving, then it isn't the grandparents' fault for doing exactly what they normally do.
Along they're not acting
The problem is
Sorry.
that instead of dealing with the problem by saying, okay, if you're going to act like this, we're not going to go to grandma and grandpa's so often. We're going to turn around and tell grandma and grandpa that they have to change their behavior, which is going to turn around and tell him that the baby just turned around and messed up something else, making it even worse.
I'm also going with the process of explain to him the reason why, not just the whole typical parent of because I said so. But this is a kid who also, his parents are divorced. And because of the separation thing, he's kind of used to being the center of attention.
Okay. I figured it out. You need to do a reverse black man. You send the kid out to get cigarettes and then you move.
There you go.
Honestly, it just sounds like a whole lot of new stuff is coming up at this kid really quick. He's starting to have to see his mother. We don't understand. We weren't really given a depiction of what that relationship was like.
Yeah, I would say
But visitation with her is a new thing for him.
I would say they probably need to have him see like an actual child psychologist.
Absolutely.
And that whole thing to help him adjust. And that.
Yeah,
like,
which is,
I can't say that from the thing of being the older brother, because considering of the siblings I'm aware of that I have, I'm the youngest, and I know some people are like, oh, you were the baby. You also have to remember, technically, be the youngest of my siblings. Was in a really, really bad divorce, and his father had some serious fucking issues. So my mother did a lot of things to protect him more than she realizes. Now, we're beyond that, and I still love my brother. The other two siblings, I don't know them, so fuck them.
Yeah, I'm the baby of the family, and I'm my mother's only child, but I'm my father's last child. So I look at things from that point of view. especially when it comes to like
Ramen
anything
did
like
say
that.
something a good idea that the mother might be pressuring the kid to try to get him to see if he'll go with the over to her.
Yeah, and
But
I'm just
one thing I
even
do want to say
Go
real
ahead.
quick though, and I know that this is just gonna be something we're most likely just gonna disagree on, Angela. I'm gonna roll my eyes whenever someone's like, "Oh, we're a parent, so you don't understand." I've been a kid. I've been around enough people with kids. Just throwing the whole thing of I've been a parent isn't necessarily going to give you the clearest mindset as well, because you're going to think that because you were a parent, no one else knows any better unless they were a parent.
I don't not no, I actually don't agree with that at all.
Oh,
I'm
okay. You
totally-
are one of the few. I have met way too many people that are like, "Are you a parent?" Then you don't get an opinion. It's just like,
Yeah,
your
no,
kid's
not
eating
at all.
Your kid should not be eating garbage, you dumb bitch.
Yes. No, I am way
Garbage is
open.
good for 'em.
Okay.
Full of
Argument from
antioxidants.
authority.
Just because somebody has not
Yeah,
been in the situation that I'm in, or a situation that I'm familiar with, doesn't mean that a different point of view
But
isn't going to help me come to a different mindset on the matter either.
and that's
You
why
know?
we have these discussions, because it helps us all grow as people.
Okay,
I need
that's
to-
a little snide, but okay.
No. It was just, it's like I almost need the whole thing of like the more you know.
the more you know.
Wow.
The argument for authority is never a good argument. You know, you're not a woman, so you can't talk about abortion. Oh, well, you're not
Well,
Jewish.
that's
You can't talk
bullshit
about
too.
Gaza.
I mean,
You know, there's all those arguments from authority. They really don't stand up. I mean, I never had a child of my own, but I was married to a woman who had a child for 3 years. But I don't think I know
Yes.
children any better than anybody else does.
I only state things like that to give an idea of the position that I'm coming from,
Yes. Okay.
not to
it-
say that I have any more of a clear picture of things than anybody else.
Yeah. That's why I basically brought it up, just to make sure where we were at, so we have a better understanding.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's just
Well-
because I.
But
There's
the
only thing that I say when it comes to parenthood is every person that I have known who has thought that they were a wonderful parent is actually shit.
Mhm.
But I was
And
gonna
every
say-
person who thinks that they are a terrible parent is a lot better than they think they are.
Hammer, the one time I will say the argument from authority does technically work is when we're talking about like technical specifics in something, because I've had that in the military to where I had someone been like, "Did you try this?" And it's like, "Oh, geez, man, I didn't know through this whole portion that you went through and you learned the ins and outs of this system better than I have, that I've been working on for the past fucking 4 years."
Mm.
You know, because you read a little bit of a TO on it. Yeah, you're obviously the subject matter expert, better than I am, or better
think
than
about-
I hate
or better than the
bullshit.
first year that helped write the fucking TO.
The thing about technical knowledge is it's very specific.
Yes.
So what you know about technical stuff and what I know about technical stuff, we're both qualified in our fields, but I don't know what you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm only
And-
taking that from the aspect of I also in the military dealt with people that would try the whole thing of, oh, let's look at this by seeing who's right. Oh, I outrank you, therefore I'm right.
Well, that's
the
very
fun-
specific to the military.
Yeah. Well, the funnest thing for that was I could usually point to the technical order and say, well, this is what the technical order says. And the technical order is signed by the Secretary of the Air Force. Therefore, it's a general order from the Secretary of the Air Force. Do you outrank the Secretary of the Air Force there, technical sergeant? What? No? Even if we put our ranks together, we don't outrank the Secretary of the Air Force? Damn.
I don't think that's how it works, but
All right, Rod, hit the.
well,
hit the
for me,
button.
to put my spin on this story, I think that the mother father have the total authority here.
Mhm.
So if you go to the grandparents and you say, "Look, you're a little bit too indulgent with him. He needs to learn in all this and be responsible. We got to start at this age, blah, 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 blah. And if they give you any guff, say, you got to pull the card. You got to say, look, do you want to be able to continue seeing him?
Yeah. Oh, that's where you and I agree.
And when they say yes, you say, well, then you're going to do it my way. This is my child. So I'm just asking for you to back off a little bit. I'm not trying to tell you that, don't ever give them a piece of candy again. What I'm saying is just back off a little bit. It's a reasonable request. You put it to them that way, I think they would fold.
You have to.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm still looking at that, basically that last, the decision to blame the parents sounds like it's between the stepmom and her friend. Nothing in the story, nothing in this article, whatever you want to call it, describes how the parents are actively rewarding the bad behavior, which she says multiple times. That they're rewarding him for doing bad things, bad behavior.
Yeah, are rewarding him, not the parents.
Yeah, that her parents.
Yeah, the grandparents.
Yeah, and she's saying repeatedly, but gives absolutely no examples. As far as this says, basically,
of what indulgence is, yeah.
Yeah, saying they're being grandparents to him and to all their other grandkids, which he was the first one. The others have come along. They treat them all the same, but somehow in this case, for him, it's them rewarding his bad behavior, and it does not compute. Now, could it be possibly that the author didn't put stuff in here? Sure.
Highly.
Oh yeah, all these questions are always biased.
The story that she presents here is, my friend is saying that they're rewarding the bad behavior, and I'm saying they're rewarding the bad behavior, and I'm giving nothing that shows that they're rewarding the bad behavior.
If everything from what it more sounds like is the kid needs, like I said, the kid probably needs to see a child psychologist.
Well, the last sentence of that major paragraph there is like, both my parents completely shut me down, basically telling me it was not happening and that I should instead listen to his therapist. If he's got a therapist, tell us what his therapist is saying.
That's very true. In the words of Burt Gummer, I think we are being denied critical need-to-know information.
Absolutely. Yeah,
all right,
now both my parents and husband and my parents are not happy with me.
I think
I can see why.
Will.
I think Rotten needs the soundboard of Arnold Schwarzenegger going, "Shut up!" Jingle all the way.
All right. Let me do my shows. What movie are we watching tonight, Rodney?
We are doing Tremors: Shrieker Island,
and I believe that is the last of the Tremors movies.
So sad.
He said so sad.
I know. So Rotten does a movie review on Sunday nights around this time, 11 Sundays. And our next movie that we will be watching is the final movie in the amazing, near perfect Tremors series, Shrieker Island. I can't wait. Rodden, are you going to do any other things this week?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Angela, are you going to be on Quippers tonight?
I am going to be on half of Quippers.
And I will be on Quippers.
You'll be on Quippers too? So Gunski is having problems with his YouTube channel, so Quippers will be broadcast on Rumble, his Rumble channel. I do believe I have it linked in my description. If I don't, I will change that immediately to get that out there. Hopefully it gets taken care of and he gets back on YouTube. If not, I guess we will be moving to Rumble to watch Quippers. Angela will be on there along with James Colley, resident asshole. And Rotten will be on Quippers tonight as well. So, and Tarbot's there. The fucking kid Tarbot's there. Tarbot, have the Daily Mail called you about doing their YouTube show?
No, not yet.
How about the Blaze?
No, we're still in negotiations.
What about Lara Crowder? I think you should really get with Crowder.
Well, I don't even have a mug, so he's not willing to talk to me until I at least buy that much from him.
Terry's going to be the next host on Tenet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about Tenet?
Yeah, what about Tenet? Like, I'm pretty sure Tenet will take you. They're looking for hosts.
I mean, if Roaming Millennial wants to hire me, I guess I could start. But
Wait, Terry. I think I found the perfect show for you. And now, hear me out. Hear me out. I think you should go and try to get on The View.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
It
would be the
never
perfect-
worked. He's too smart.
But he could tell them they're stupid.
Mm-hmm. And then I'd get kicked off the show and never welcome back.
Tari is on Minions. He is on Mr. Adam Mundy's arcade. Sorry, shit, what's wrong? He's on Mr. Adam's Arcade Night Mondays on the Minion channel with Kefki. He's on Hammer's Minions Night, which is Wednesdays with Hammer and Genty Maxi. He's also on Quippers with Gunski. He's also on fucking The Corner with Frosted Glass, Gunski, Moonshock.
Just quickly, Quippers will most likely be Rumble only because Gunski's YouTube is probably going to be fucked up.
Yeah. He's also on the next 6 minutes Nice Hike stream. He's also on Hellcat's Means Nights when he does gaming streams.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No,
What
I
else?
think you covered everything.
What are you doing?
Shut up!
There it is.
Okay, for a second I was gonna say bless you.
Yeah. Shit. What are you doing this week, Will?
I may or may not be on Moonshock stream Wednesday night with 7 Days to Die if we have that. Otherwise, I will be next Saturday is my game stream. And so far, Rotten hasn't kicked me off the movie reviews and Tremors. Yay, Tremors. So I should be there too.
Hammer, anything you would like to promote other than the Minions?
Just the Wednesday show with Terry and Jen.
Gee, wow, Hellcat, you're kind of late. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just being me.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing planned, so I guess we'll see you next weekend.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, everybody. The morning crew is about to take over. I hope you enjoyed the show. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Laters. And with that, the midnight show has been brought to a close. Get out of here, you little bastards! Fucking little trash-eating pandas. From the Midnight Crew, I told you to get out of here. We'd like to thank you for joining us. I want to fill you bastards full of lead. We'd also like to thank our guests for joining us. That's 3 of you down. How many more of you fuckers are there? Please join us again next week. I'll keep shooting. I got a lot of ammo.